Right, morning campers. Bright and early on a Saturday. Don't know what's got into me. I'm way too keen at the moment. So, what's going on today? Nothing in here because the new bushes haven't arrived, which I hope will solve the steering problem. We're going to be doing some housekeeping. So, going to be doing some tidying up and some scrubbing in here. Some tidying up and some scrubbing in here. I've got all of the bits I need for the fuel filter, the bobbins, the new filter, and I also have the pressure gauge, which I'll be wiring in up at this end. Well, wiring in, plumbing in. And then the clips have arrived for the Driveshaft boot, but the tool isn't very good, so I'm going to have to modify it. So that's the plan for today. Going to get this out, get the pressure washer, get it cleaned, and oh yeah, I bought some paint to do under the arches because they look a bit forlorn really. So yeah, these are going to be going black stone chip, and yeah, well, join me for exciting escapades throughout the morning. Right then, so we've got the car out in the open. I've just tied all of the fuel pipes and the wiring away, so I'm going to give this a hoover, then a degrease, and then a bit of a rinse, and hopefully it's just years of crap. So it's never going to be immaculate, but it'll be a lot neater and a lot tidier. And that's all the shit that came out. So I'm going to get the hoover around and then I'll set this up on a time lapse. Right, so I've given this a good degrease, a good scrub and a rinse, and I've now put a second coat of degreaser on it. I think the thought process is it's not going to be ready for paint today. It just probably won't dry enough, so I'm not going to bother painting. And what that's going to allow me to do is make a few repairs, because that is a crack, that is a hole. So I may as well just glass those over while I've got the chance, and then give it all a lick of black. So the next job is to put that clip onto the Driveshaft boot. So you think, nice and easy, not a problem. But the problem being, I purchased this cheap tool, and essentially the jaws don't open wide enough. So I've drilled a hole so it can extend. And now I'm going to put it in the vise and just file it out so I can get them apart a little bit further. So the head of the clip actually fits within, because what they do is they clamp, hang on, let me get you in the shadow, they clamp in and that pushes up. So get this in the vise and give it some proper redneck farmyard fettling and see how we get on. So, do we have any light here? We've got a little bit of light. I'm going to take this apart and then get it in the vise, and then I'll you'll rejoin me there. You old boy. You old boy.
Again.
Good boy. Good boy. Apologies for the brief interlude. I was interrupted by my aging Labrador. So, as you can see, expert engineering has just allowed this to open a little bit wider. And that now fits in the joint. So, I'm going to go and tighten this up, get this bad boy on the car. There we go, folks. Ooh, let me get my way in. No, we're not going to get focus there. So there is the new clip. I had to take the drive shaft off. It just wasn't going to go on nicely. Otherwise, so got it all back and buttoned up, and that is the... Come on, Apple. There we go. That is the rear end all back together. All we're missing is the body, handbrake cable, which comes with the body. Other than that, it's all done. So that's great news. I'm going to go back out into the sun, finish off cleaning that. Probably do a little bit of painting so I can get the fuel filter and pump back in and sort it out. I'd like to get that job ticked off. And then, yeah, then I think we're waiting on parts. I have ordered the carbs. They're on their way over from Syracuse in New York. And I've ordered the Nodis. That's coming from Wiltshire, so not quite as far. So once those two arrive, I can start getting all of the sensors and everything in. I will put a picture in now. I did a spreadsheet of what I need to get done and what I need to get finished. So we're not massively far away, if I'm being brutally honest. You know, just a few odds and sods. Oh, that was the other job for today. The exhaust. I need to see roughly where this is going to sit so I can weld the bung in. And then the other job I have, which I can't do because the barb hasn't arrived, is this is the balance bar which goes in between the carbs. So let me show you where this goes on the engine. So this bad boy bolts on there, and then the carbs actually bolt onto that pad and not the 3 stud. But then for some reason, if you come over here to a Stromberg carburetor on the Elan, they have this plate here. Get that on the floor so I can point at it. They have this plate. I presume it's to allow that balance bar. Oh fuck! Load of fuel come out. To allow the balance bar to sit there. But that is vitally important, apparently, for the running of the car. But also, it's a very, very convenient spot for me to tap and then probably weld in a takeoff for my MAF sensor. MAP, manifold absolute pressure, so that my ignition ECU will know what load the engine is under and can therefore adapt the timing accordingly. So that I can't do till the bits arrived, and I'm a bit reluctant to start welding until I've got both bits. But I have the bung, so I may just drill this anyway. Or, yeah, it's definitely going on here, not the manifold. So what am I going to do now? I am going to finish off cleaning. So, look at this, 4 minutes this clip. I might put it out unedited because that's just the sort of heathen that I am. So, we do have a pool of water here, so I'm just going to drill a hole and then probably throw some paint on here and then get all of the fueling pipes done, and then I'll come back next week with some glass fibre, glass over that hole, glass over that crack, and then we'll throw a load of paint down on here and the arches as well. I just don't think they're going to dry well enough. Well, I don't know, maybe they will, but we'll see how we get on. Here is the fuel filter bowl, looking all horrible and grubby. An horrible and grubby fuel filter, and a nice new genuine item. So I'm going to give this a bit of a spray and a clean up. First of all, we've got to move away from our little mate here because we need him for all the flowers. So he doesn't, oh, he's gone. He didn't want any brake cleaner in him. So I'm going to give this a whiz and get it back on the car. And here we have it. Nice new filter. Nice bobbins. I actually moved this up about ½ inch because the underside was contacting the body, which would have made it noisier. So I'm going to take these off again when I paint, but I like to keep things where they are, especially when they're things I didn't install. So I'm not quite sure where everything goes, but obviously that shoots off to the relay. This snakes around up here, goes into the fuel line up to the engine. This bad boy goes in the tank. On reflection, I may fit my pressure gauge just here. I don't think I'll see a lot of pressure drop over 4 feet. And either way, I can just accommodate for that, but it's maybe going to be easier than having it in the engine bay. The wiring is in need of a bit of tidying. It's not that bad. Once it's all sorted, it'll be less rat nesty and a lot tidier, but I can't really do that at this stage. But I'm going to let it all dry out and then it will get a coat of paint probably next week, but I may as well wait till I've done that glassing there and I have let these beautiful blue arches dry out. You see they're much cleaner now, and then they'll get a coat of paint as well. So I've got this horrible feeling there's a job I was meant to do today and I've bloody well forgotten what it was. Fuel filter, there's the old one. Fuel filter's done, coils off. I'm not going to weld the exhaust today because I don't want to start a welding job when I've got another one to do next week, so I'll save myself for that. Clean the arches, I've done the boot. The wiring I'm going to wait till it's all back together. So what am I waiting on? What needs to happen in here for the body to go back on? Well, everything from there up to about there is ready. So what's stopping it from happening now? Well, I want to get this timed properly. I want to know where top dead center is exactly, mark it up on the pulley, and then I want to fit the crank sensor and get one of the teeth off the pulley done. I don't want to be doing that when the body's back on. I then also want to get the coolant sensor and a few other bits and bobs done. So ultimately, if I'm doing that, I may as well install all the sensors for the electronic distributor, and then after I've done that, we can drop the body back on. But yeah, hopefully before the end of March it will be on, and then we'll just be waiting on carbs. But progress. So back end of the car is finito, all done, all tidied up, not tightened up. It won't be tightened up until I've got the full weight of the car on it. And then yeah, making progress, getting exciting. Could it be running for my birthday? Could it be? And that's in the end of March, by the way. So there's a good target.